we live? We're live. Okay, we are ready to go. This is AC. I'm AC. This is Wednesday's workshop at Dank RC. And that video that we were just playing, where I said, here it comes, and then, oh no, that was this plane crashing. It was some time ago. I should have looked up the date. That video was taken from a pan tilt that was on top of here. Uh-oh, I'm missing something. Uh-oh. I thought I had the box with the parts for the plane. That is not it. That is definitely not. Oh, Ranger 2000. Okay. So sorry for the disorganization. So, this has been sitting here very dusty underneath, well, over there somewhere in the workshop for the time since it's been crashed. The only thing I did was pull out, this was bent. So I took the new one out and stuck it in there just to make sure that it wasn't, the hole wasn't too janked. So, this plane had a lot of goodies on it, has a lot of goodies on it, and we're going to need to probably print a new motor mount if there's not one in. Oh, there are some in here, so we don't have to print a new motor mount. So we're going to go over everything that we need to do. That's what we're going to do, is repair this plane. The last couple times, I think the mic is too hot. Is the mic too hot? Nobody's here. Of course nobody's here. Because I don't tell anybody about this thing, so there's only a few people that know about it. Those nice people stop by when they get done doing their duties. I might as well be cleaning this while I talk. So, the first order of business, I don't even think, my glasses are relatively clean, but I need to clean my glasses. So the last time, what did we do last time? I believe that we finished the AR Wing Pro, which is not even in this room. I have built some new, so part of the news of the workshop is I have added some shelves over on the other side. I have redone the battery charging station area a little bit. It's not quite finished yet. Let's see, what else happened? I printed another plane, a 3D printed plane. It's almost finished printing. I haven't quite finished it all. And I will show you that as part of the news. Okay, so glasses. I think these are actually worse than it was before. So now I'm going to have to double clean it, since I seem to have smudged something. So, welcome to Wednesday workshop. Again, as I said, tonight we're going to be fixing this Ranger 2000 that I crashed probably back in 2000. Or even 2019. It could have been that long ago that this plane has been sitting here. The plane only had a few flights. The wings are basically destroyed. So what I did was I ordered another whole Ranger 2000. So I have a whole nother Ranger 2000. But we're not going to be using all the parts from the Ranger 2000 because I've done so much work on this fuselage, and even though it went, as you saw from the video, if you saw the beginning video, which nobody did because nobody's here, but the video shows that the Ranger 2000 went basically straight into the ground. So we're going to use some baby wipes and clean it. But oh, wait, first, first news of the workshop is I've completely finished printing the rifter. Where is that? This is the rifter. All the parts are in here, and some glue, and some duplicate parts. There's like 4 noses. There's 2 canopies because I printed the canopy wrong the first time. But I'm going to use those parts to practice gluing. I need to practice gluing my CA skills as soon as the CA comes, which I haven't actually ordered it yet. So there will be a slight delay before I begin assembling these 3D printed planes. But I have this 3D printed plane, the Rifter 2, which is from Oliver FPV. Oliver Space FPV. And then I'm out of boxes right now. But I also printed this plane. And this plane costs $1. And I have to thank Notamed Closed. Notamed Closed up in the northern wilds of Canada, I believe. Up there near where Robert and Chris hang out. He had a video about this plane. It's called the Gremlin. It costs $1 on Cults 3D. I may have mentioned that last week where I had the bank actually contacted me thinking that was a scam charge, which I could see why. So I'm glad the bank does that stuff like that. Anyway, so look at this print. It's not a great print, but the fact that my printer could print it even in one piece, because they provide you, there's some stringy. I had the retraction set very low, and I bumped up the flow just a wee bit to I bumped up the flow just a wee bit to keep it solid, because I've been getting some gaps in some of these parts, so I bumped it up to like 103% or something. And I kept the retraction low. It's actually low from the Cura profiles that I got for the Rifter 2. And the retraction was way too high, so I turned it down, and I turned it down way too low. I overcompensated. But anyway, look at that piece. Look at the integrated. This is just going to be a little tiny plane. You're going to have like a 1506 motor or something in here. Like a 1900 kV, 1506. And run it. I don't even have a battery for this yet. So, and I also don't know if this is a gluing surface. I'm going to leave it as a gluing surface. Yeah. Anyway, so it's got a little bit forward swept wing design. And then I also opted to print the long, I haven't even taken the brim off of this yet. But I printed the long wing tips. So it's basically like that. And I haven't printed the aileron, the flapper, elevons yet. But I printed the canopy, I got to print the nose pieces, and the flaperons, and a few other, and all the motor mount bits, and the couple bits for the servos, I think. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be a little bit of a longer term project because I don't have a proper motor. I don't think. I have to check out. I might, but I need some ESCs and stuff. We're starting to run out of certain parts in the shop because I haven't ordered things since almost like pre-pandemic times. A lot of stuff. So I had a lot of goodies around. Like, oh, look at all the dust in here. I had a lot of goodies around. I had a lot of servos and stuff because I would order them. Like sometimes Banggood would have a special and say there's 10 servos for $30 or something. I even got some Emacs for like $5 a piece, so I jumped on that. bought a bunch of those. But now I think I've used them all up. So what we'll do is we'll clean this up. So this blown plastic fuselage, I'm a big fan. There's some disadvantages to it. Oh, we're going to have to replace the servo horn. There's some disadvantages to it. But I also think it has lots of advantages. And this is one example where I think it went in basically nose first. And what happened to it? The wings, this spar was bent completely, like at almost a 90, probably 75 to 80 degree angle at about the midpoint. And the wings, which I could bring in here, I'll bring in the wings and show you what the wings look like after the crash. Or at least a wing. Maybe if I can find them. Oh, they're buried back there. I see where they are, but I'm not going to get it out. I kept the wings because I don't throw stuff like that away. So, anyway, I kept the wings. I think everything looks like it's intact, except for the motor mount. This 3D printed mount, I had already broken the tail once. So, yeah. I made this, and I think it's on Thingiverse. But that seems to have survived. But I might have to take it apart and use the new pieces because I lost the tail completely. It floated out down the river. I had it was like at my fingertips, it was at the tip of a stick that I had. And I was on ice trying to grab it. If you watch the video, and I could put it back on, but I won't do that right now. It flowed down the river. So it's near Jamaica now or somewhere because it flowed down the Kansas to the Missouri it probably ended up in some tangled web on the side of the river somewhere. Tangled web of branches, because that's what lines the rivers around here in a lot of places. Okay, a few more baby wipes on here to make sure that we've got all the dust off, or most of it, and including the stand. Even the prop didn't break, just the motor mount. So actually, considering the crash, it fared very well. My custom, very bulky, gross and ugly, disgusting, very badly shaped. Why is it so badly shaped? Because I have no... This was very early on in my 3D printing life, first of all. So this was I probably did this in FreeCAD. I bet you I drew this in FreeCAD. I'm going to have to see if I drew it in FreeCAD or if I did it in Fusion 360. But FreeCAD was the first program I used. And if it wasn't for Fusion 360, I'd probably still be using FreeCAD. Because it can be very advanced. But yet, a dummy like me can figure it out. So, after watching some introductory videos, that's actually FreeCAD is how all my basic knowledge of, parametric drawing came from FreeCAD. Okay, so the flight controller in this plane is a Maytech F722 wing. So the 722 isn't the greatest chip. It's better than nothing, but not the greatest. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start with the motor, and we'll get it attached to a new motor mount, which means we have to take this part off. So let's do that first. What other news is there for the workshop? I don't know. I've mostly, even though I did do a lot of stuff in the workshop, I've also been captivated by, not captivated, but involved, head buried into a work project. And the work project, I'm trying out, I'll just blab about it, might as well while I'm taking this apart, because nobody's here. So what does it matter what I blab about? It's called Proxmox. It's a virtual environment. It's kind of like ESXi, but open source and has more features. Like it has containers. It has this thing called Ceph storage, which could be a hyper converged storage. Oh my God, it's got so many things, and it's all open source. This motor mount just screws on with these 4 little screws into the blow molded plastic. So you don't want to take it apart too many times. Oh, and then you got to take out these screws that screw it together. There's 3 of those. So let's not lose any of these screws. And these are actually, oh, they're all the, nope, they're shorter, I think. We'll see if they're all the same length. But I'm going to keep them separate. I think they're the same. So there's one more here at the bottom of the motor. I should zoom in on this, shouldn't I? I can zoom in. I do have that capability. But then I have to go down. Well, we'll just zoom in a little. There we go. Okay, so now I should be able to take it apart. There we go. So the motor mount, this part is still, the center part is still attached to the motor. And basically what I did was copy this or download this off of Thingiverse. I don't think I drew this myself. So I think I just have more of them, of the same ones, and some of them are in PETG and some of them are in PLA, and I wasn't smart enough to mark it. Now look at this. I think this is from part of the wing. No, I didn't have that in there. This is part of the wing, where the wing goes into the spar. So you can see it's had better days. There's some other foam bits in here. So obviously I got everything I could. This is the receiver, so obviously we're going to have to do something about that. That's the antenna. Focus. Anyway. So we'll take what's left of the motor mount off of there, and we will use, I guess, this shiny one. They're all shiny, so I printed them all on the new printer. But so it doesn't really matter. We'll pick that one. Okay, and I wonder if I have the servos and stuff. Oh yeah, good job. I think I have the little servo bits. I have everything from the original Ranger 2000, and then there's a new Ranger 2000 in here. So I'm in pretty good shape when it comes to the actual parts. And even the prop is just untouched. So the rear-facing camera is untouched. All the wires are there. It's even still connected. This servo horn has got to be taken off and replaced. Okay, so we need a 2mm. I used, oh, these were even loose. But it's easy to get at the motor in this plane, so at least there's that. Some people don't like the Ranger 2000. I think Caroline Caroline Tyler RC wasn't a big fan or something. Boring. I think it's probably just too boring for her. She's into more excitement. I think the microphone is really hot today. I might have put it closer to my mouth than usual. Or it's just, I might have bumped the volume on the mixer up there. But it doesn't matter. I don't, until I get some feedback from somebody who's watching, I won't know. Okay, so we're going to put this on, and I think it goes this way. I should have paid attention. How was this? Doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. It can go either way, as long as you get the holes lined up right. I think those go that way. So I might have to, oh, the holes are too small. Okay, so I either got to thread these through. They won't even start threading. That's how small they are. Let's see. I don't mind if I thread it through and cut threads into it, because you just keep spinning it. It doesn't matter. It's plastic. So, yeah. We'll just thread them through and see what happens. If I have to drill it out, I have to drill it out. But that'll make it nice and tight. So there's about 4 millimeters sticking through, which is about the maximum. 4 to 5 is the maximum you can get sticking through here. Oh, I have this camera. 11. There we go. I mean, that's how much I got sticking through. Oh, you can't see. This camera's too blurry, too. It's better than the previous camera I had here, but... Oh, somebody came and went. I can see it on the graph. One person. Most streamers, I think, that keep streaming week after week like I do. I mean, not that I do anything that interesting. I don't. Most people do something interesting. Well, you know what's interesting? There are 2 places to put this. And the 2 places have different thrust angles. Isn't that something? There's no problem with the thrust angle on this, and there was no problem launching it. The plane is super easy to launch. It's super easy to fly. Like you guys. Oh, I should wait. Don't put those in. Those will go in later. Because this has a groove, I can't see where it's supposed to go. Okay, so let's put this into the motor, and then we'll screw that onto... We'll screw it first, and then we'll put it in the mount, of course. Get a thread started. Oh, dear. That's what sucks when it's not spinning very easily. Okay, just one thread. And then one thread on this one. Come on. This isn't, I might have to drill these holes. Because it's not going in very easily. I'm going to drill these holes. We're going to do it right before I screw up the threads on this motor. I would not want to do that. It's a $30 motor by the time you get it shipped to you. and you have to wait, and who knows if it's in stock. I'm sure it'll be in stock, or it is in stock. It's been a lot better lately as far as these kind of motors, these Sunny Sky motors. But who knows? Oh, I should switch the camera back. So let's get the drill and the 3mm bit. Here, I'll be right back. I have to go get it. I want to get a hand drill too. Hand drill, 3mm bit. 2.5mm bit. And I really need like a bit holder for this drill. Oh shoot! I just spilled a bunch of drill bits on the floor. Like the brilliant man that I am. Okay. Let's see. Just the 2.5. That should be too small. It should not go in there. I mean, it should go in there too easily. Yes. So now, what about the 3? Yes. Okay. So let's see. I have no way of putting this 3mm in this drill currently because I lost the little kind of cool attachment that I had. It's in my car somewhere. Okay. Right. So let's try the hand drill. The little handy dandy thing. Where is that? Right here. Okay, let's go on this side. And I hope that this thing is super big. Nope, that one. This one. Come on, you. Ow. Come on. I can't get it in there. Let's see if the other side is any better. This thing is the cheapest piece of junk. Oh, this side's better. It's bigger, I think. Yeah. Okay. Let's put that in there. It has like 4 sizes because each of these couplers or whatever they call it has 2 sizes on it. One small and one big, I guess you'd say. So we just want to get this so it's tight enough to drill through here. It's not tight enough really, but if I go too hard, it stops spinning. Let's just see if that's big enough. Oh yeah. There we go. 1 down, 3 to go. There's another one. 2 down. It's easier the second one. Those 2. Oh, I don't need to do those, I don't think. They're fine. The slots are fine, I think. Well, maybe. My drill bit's getting stuck. Okay, I'll clean up that mess in a bit, but there we go. So now, let's try this again. We got to go back to this camera. And now we can stick the screws through without getting them stuck. Let's hope I didn't strip the threads, and we can do it one at a time. And then get it threaded in properly. Oh, and I need some Loctite on here. Okie dokie, Loctite. Loctite is right here. And where's my little piece of plastic? Oh, it's gone. Of course it's gone. So, There's no other bits of plastic lying around. Right. Here we go. Just a little dab of Loctite is all we're going to need. Doop. And then I just got it all over the place. I don't want to really get it all over the place, do I? So, let's see. We'll just do this quickly. Hopefully. Here, I'm just going to dip it in there. This one, because it's already got through there. Okay, a little Loctite on there. Now we can screw it in without cross-threading it. Okay. And then when we get that one lined up with, oh no, that's the wrong hole. That one. It's the correct one. Oh, I put it in too far. I can't get it past the spindle. Didn't have it in the right place when I stuck it in there. Okay, come on. I know how to do this. I swear I do, people. Don't do as I do. Oh my God. Make sure that you can line up all the holes. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Jeez. This is my first time screwing a motor onto a 3D printed plate ever in my whole life, you'd think. I can't even see through there. Oh. I need some Loctite on there. Okay. Loctite on there. Try not to put all the Loctite on the part. And it's not finding the hole. Come on. There it is. Okay. Now, do the other two line up? Yes, they do. So we'll get the... Oh, that's gone now too. Interesting. Where's my... Oh, there it is. I moved it up here where it should be now. New location. After 2 years in one place, it's moved. So we'll try to give me a break on that one. Okay, Loctite on this screw. We'll drop it in there. Oh dear. Go in nicely, please. Okay. One more. Oh, hi people. There's people here. It's 8-bit FPV. What's happening? I was just talking about computer IT stuff. That's kind of like 8-bit. I've been around since the 8-bit days. That's how old I am. This is the Ranger 2000 Resurrection. I think the thumbnail says something about the AR Wing Pro Resurrection because that's last week's Resurrection. That's last week's crashed plane repair. This week it's this, and I didn't do a thumbnail because I'm lazy. Okay, so that's good. We got the motor mounted. Now I'm going to just put it right back in its place before I lose those other screws. So we're going to tighten this down real good. And then I'm going to try to remember to tighten it down again, take it apart and tighten it down before I fly it if it's more than like next week. Okay. Everything seems to be nice and tight. Can't. Now we'll put this back together. Whoops. Throw this away. Thanks. Put this together. And it kind of got to all go together at once. So you kind of put this like this. Actually, the smart thing to do is to take a screw or two and screw this side in. Sort of how I remember doing it. I wonder if I should fire up the hot glue gun for that rear stabilizer. So we'll need the wing. All the flying surfaces have to come from the new kit, because they're all either gone or destroyed. And then, okay, so this is going to stick in, and I think I had it in this outer one. I didn't have it in that other thrust angle. I never noticed that there's two thrust angles. It's very interesting. Okay, and then this just pops together. Excuse me. And then we'll put all the rest of the screws in. Let's put one of these, the ones that holds it together first. Yeah, the crash is at the pre-roll before I started the stream, is the crash of this plane back in 2019, I think. It might have been 2020. Gosh, I don't even remember what year it was. It was a year. I think it was in the before times. Before times crash, and that's how long it's been sitting on the shelf over there. I did almost immediately, I kept looking for, I know what happened. I found another one at Hobby King, and it was on sale for like $60. The one down in the box down there. So I said, hell yes, I'm getting that. That's how I'm going to fix this plane. Just buy another one. So then I'll have a spare fuselage. And I'll have one spare short spar, but no spare long spars. This is the only long spar because, of course, I bent the other one. All right, this is the one that goes at the very bottom down here. So, motor is mounted. Basically, I think we're going to have to get out the professor and talk to the flight controller. So this flight controller has a 3D printed mount that I built, that I drew and printed, a custom one. It should be on my Thingiverse. That's what we'll need, the hot. How are we going to stick this back down? I can't remember, but it's not stuck down at all. I think the flight controller is perfectly fine. I don't even think any wires have come out of it. So I know Robert would have a conniption because last time he was like saying, dude, check everything before you plug it in. And I'm like, whatevs. I think that's what we're going to do now too. So the idea behind this was that this is on like a sliding mount, and the idea was because I wanted to be able to get access to this stupid USB port. This is back in the day before they would put it on that extra thing. So, anyway, what else can I say about it? That, I can't get at the USB port unless I slide it or pull it. Now, right now, it doesn't matter because the whole thing is loose. But, okay, let's put all this drill bit stuff away and clean this up because the desk is a mess now, and you know how I hate working in a mess. RTX 72. So it used to be RTX 72 and now you're 8-bit FPV. And are you mostly like a quad? You do airplanes and quads, or just quads, or just airplanes? What do you like? Tell me. Digital? Analog? I still fly analog. Okay, all this is going away. I'll be back. I'm just going to walk over to the other side real quick and put this stuff in here. And I keep forgetting to put that camera on my quick switcher. I have a camera over here. Okay, where did all those drill bits go? There's one. I dropped like 3 drill bits. There's 2. There's 3. I think that's it. And they're all... I'll put those in the 2.5 later. Okay. Okay. Back into the workshop we are, and we'll throw this away. Eight-bit just reminds me of my Commodore 64. The 8-bit days. Okay, sip of coffee. Let's inspect the other part, shall we? This thing had a pan tilt. I made several 3D printed parts for it. So look at this. I mean, this is very well equipped, as they would say, like a car. It has a TBS Unify Pro 32, whatever, all that. I have a custom heat sink from an old PC stuck in the top there. This is a pan tilt system that I think survived. It's just busted into pieces. So this piece is broken, and this. So there's the run cam split. I better be careful with all this mess. Okay, so I think I've already printed new parts for this. So they're all in here, the new parts. So I had to specially modify the servo. I followed the advice of Bonafide Pirate, and I followed his video. This is from way long time ago, and I put the little, took it apart. The JX, I bought the exact same servo he used and everything. JX, blah, blah, blah. I did all the things. I wonder if the screws are still here. Yes, they are. All the screws are still here. So, we're going to try to take this apart. We'll do that under the camera. We have a new canopy if we need it, but we don't need it. We don't need, and we're not going to use this canopy. That's from the original plane. Here's the original bits that broke from, oops, I have it in the wrong view. From the first tail crash that I had. This is what I used to print the design and print a new 3D printed part, which looks like that. New being 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. Such a long time ago. Okay, so what shall we do? Let's get all the bits ready. Oh, let's plug it into the Professor first. So we don't need the VTX plugged in. These things don't need to be plugged in for us to test. Okay, so let's get the Professor out. Have a new Professor, because the other one is a work computer and this one is mine. It's my very own. Doesn't belong to the university, so ha. I don't need power, I don't think. But we have an HDMI port, so I can still do the HDMI capture from the laptop. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so do we have it's got my own login. I don't have to do the university login. So awesomeness. There's the web page about the Proxmox virtual environment. Oh my God, that's going to change my life if I can get it going. Okay, that's an IT thing. Okay, what are we going to need? We're going to need iNav, so we'll need the USB cable. We'll use the only iNav client I have on here right now, because it's new for me computer, is the, I can't find my, there's a cable. Here it is. I've got it. What was I going to say? The only client I have on here for iNav is the 5.1 version. So we'll use that version for this to tell me what version I installed on this flight controller. Oh, let's change the camera. And that's what we'll do. So we'll get this plugged in, which may be easier said than done. This whole sliding mechanism wasn't ever very good, by the way. So that thing I have on Thingiverse isn't all that great. Okay, USB. I don't know where any of the ports are on this. This thing has the work laptop had a miniature SD card slot, or mini or micro or whatever. This one has a full size one, so it always needs to have an adapter. Plus, it makes it stick out the side. Okay, so we're gonna go to iNav. Oh, we gotta change the laptop. That's number 2. I still haven't changed the desktop from the standard Windows crap to some kind of space scene or something. Okay, so there's our desktop. Let's see what version we have by typing version, pressing enter. 2.5.2. So we'll open, I guess, Firefox. And we will go to Google. And let's go to GitHub iNav configurator. Then we're going here to this GitHub repository. We're going to go to releases. And we're going to go down to 2.5.2, which who knows where that is. I'm going to have to scroll a long way because I don't know how to find it. I'm sure there's an easier way. Let's try page 3. Let's see if that's too far. Oh, not too far. That might be the right page. 2.4. Oh, there it is. It's right here. 2.5. No, it's up a little further. Oh, no, there's no 2.5.2. So let's just get 2.5.0. Whoops, I lost it. My mouse got out of whack. Okay, so let's go down here to the bottom of this section of the releases section for 2.5.2, and let's go to assets. Click that little doohickey and get the Windows 64 zip. Then we have to do a special thing because I keep a lot of iNav configurator versions. So I'm going to open another Windows Explorer window. We'll just go to this one, users, and then we'll just go to this PC. We're going to go to bin. And I'm going to make another folder called Oh wait, let's see how it works here. Let's go to this zip file. 7-zip. There, let's just drag that into this folder, my bin folder, like that. Then we're going to name this one. I hate spaces, just in case I'm in the, I just don't like spaces. I'm an old school. 2_5 or 0.5, 2.5, 0.5. We can use points in directory names, it's no problem. Okay. And then, one last thing. Minimize everything to the ugliest desktop. And then go back to this window, bin, go here, and then we're going to right drag this out onto the desktop. Doink, over there. And we're going to say create shortcuts here. That's why we right drag to get that menu. INAV conf 2.5. Boink. Okay, so now we can start this one. Maybe. Oh, I didn't close the other one. 5.1 needs to be closed. So as I install all the things like OpenTX and stuff, and all the things that I'm going to be using, I'll arrange the icons and get the desktop in order. That's how I have the work computer here still, but I have to take it back to work. My days are done. Okay, it's not detecting the plane, so let's unplug it. Oh, there, it detected it. COM4. It's taking a long time to connect, though. That's not good. Sometimes that happens, especially with my computers. After 10 seconds communicating failed. So we're going to unplug it because it was connected to a different version of iNav and hadn't been power cycled. And we'll connect to it again, and this time it should work. Yes. It's a little slow though, but it's a F722, which is just a crappy chip. Let's just face it. It doesn't have the power of the 750 and the other 7 series chips. Oh my god, this is not good. Maybe the flight controller's hosed. We have crashed it. It wasn't a severe crash. That will totally... Robert's here. My whole left screen is one kind of flight app or another. I know. That's funny. Yes, welcome, Robert. I'll change this so welcome, Robert. Nice to have you. What are we doing? We're trying to get this thing to work. So we're back to the computer. Let's plug it in one more time. Please, please, let's go for a different USB port maybe this time. I'm not getting any sound. Oh, it's trying to do... Come on. Oh, now it's complete. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that old iNav. Look at that. It doesn't even have a plane. Okay, why is it like that? Why is it way off in the air? Isn't that weird? And then there's even more space. Okay. Let's see if everything has been done. Everything seems to be just fine. So I'm going to call the flight controller healthy. All the things are set up. GPS, smart audio. What about the airspeed sensor? I think that's set up. I don't think that needs a UART. I think that goes directly to some airspeed port. I don't know. We're going to have to look into that, I guess. The OSD, I think that's set up. Let's check it out. There we go. No lights on this plane. Can you believe I made a plane without lights? No lights on the plane. Okay, let's go back to this view and then go back up to the top. I want to see if maximizing the window makes the setup window better. That is so weird that that's way up there. What a buggy thing. I don't even remember that. Oh, there is the airspeed sensor. It's showing is on. Okay, we don't need the professor for anything. We're not going to update it because we don't need to. I know there's new iNav, but if it works, I'm going to fly it until I figure out what the hell went wrong with it. I hope I don't break more wings doing that. Okay, so we're going to have to secure the flight controller into place, but I'm not going to do that until I get everything plugged into it. And then I'll test the slider mechanism is still on here. It's still in there. I'll mess with that later. Airspeed, everything is good. The only thing we have to redo is the receiver because that was in the wing that got destroyed. So, these are the new wings. Let's take a look. This one has a lot of dust on it because it's been sitting here open on the shelf for 3 years. It does have one kind of, I'd almost say that's a bit of hot glue. It's probably my own hot glue. But look, it's got some, this has got some issues already. It's got a few dents and dings. So we have to put the servos in the wings. We will not be using flaps. The hinges are very stiff. Oh dear, I'll have to work those in. What does that sound like? Oh my gosh, there's 4 people here. Go to your CLI, Ranger Rebuild. Never mind CLI, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we need to go do anything with the professor, so I'm going to turn that off in a minute here. But what am I going to do to fix that? That's terrible. Okay, that's that wing. The spars are still good. Or this spar is a new spar. This one. The short spar is still good, I think. Let's see if it just goes on. The clicky thing. And see if everything's still lined up. Because it did get, this is the part that got the most bashed. Okay, so the way you do it usually is you plug your things in and then you stuff it in there. There is no wing connector. So I guess that's still going to be the same. So that's going to fit back on just fine. Okay, so we need to get the servos. Did we get the servos out of the old wing? That's the question. Because we got to fix the electronics that are not here. So that's the servos on the wings. Oh, and let's get the tail. The tail we should do first. Because the tail's going to be all new. So the tail, we'll take off the 3D printed mount. I go hinges right off the bat. So what do you mean go? I go hinges. These have built-in hinges. I mean, they're nice. They have little plastic. As far as considering what I usually have in my planes. These things right there. Oh, this side looks better. You can see them, I think. Anyway, yes. Okay, so the tail mount is going to have to come off of there. So let's turn this around. And we'll put the 3D printed tail mount into... Let's not break my laptop. We'll put the 3D printed mount into the Ranger 2000 box for after the next crash. So we'll take these screws out, and we'll do it over the table. Maybe that'd be a good idea, huh? Let's put them way over there so I don't lose them. Doesn't matter what I do. I'll lose them. Yeah, those were loud. That's way too loud. Oh, it's the Coronas that are in the back, not the E-Maxes. I think the E-Maxes were on the wings. I think when I built this, I only had 2 of the Coronas and 2 E-Maxes. And now I think all I have left is Coronas, because I bought more of those too in the pre-pandemic times. Okay, there's the 3D printed mount, which works very well, by the way. Very well indeed. I'm pretty... Except for that. Oh, these are the screws that came off the... Okay, so these are extras. These will go into this other plane. Okay, so got to get these out. Come on. There goes one. This one I'm going to have to back out, I guess. But it won't back out because it's just not... Okay. Come on. There we go. There we go. Those go into the tail. That's all that holds the tail on. So the tail goes like this. Let's get it out. Sadly, these tail pieces on the other plane went floating down the river. They are gone forever. So, they just screw together. I suppose you could put some hot additional glue in there, but they just take these little tiny screws. That's it. Let's turn to this camera. Oh, I've screwed it up. Switch, 11, switch. There we go. Yeah, oh, it's pushing it up. So now it'll draw it back in. Okay, let's get the other one in there. So it does pull it in and pull it tight. Okay, another tail, and then we have the tail control surfaces we have to put in. Maybe I should have put those in first. Let's see, which one was which? That I don't remember. Let's see here. This is the rudder. So the rudder goes on the left servo, and the elevator has the broken control horn on the right servo. So, whoops, sorry about that for smashing the microphone. Okay, let's see. These hinges aren't so bad. This barely has any rudder authority anyway. So you don't really need rudder. Okay, let's see if we can find a Corona bit to put on there. So we have the Corona parts here. Ball bearing, digital with MOSFET drive, metal gear. Got all the things. Coronas are nice, supposedly. So let's get... I don't think I'm going to have a single arm one anymore. So we're going to have to take one of these double arm ones and cut it. Take one of these guys. They even come with these little vibration mounts and stuff, little rubber grommets to go around the screw holes. Now that's not very often you get that, right? So that's why I keep all this with the plane. I keep every plane I build, I usually keep a box or an envelope or something, or combine maybe a few planes into one thing, but I will keep everything and all the boxes and stuff, and that's how I have the parts. So we're just going to put this at the same place. We're going to hope the servos are okay. And we'll just put it at the same angle, and we'll see if it's centered later. Very precise engineering here. This is a 2,000, 2 meter. I tried to get to 1,600, the 1.6 meter, but I couldn't. The wings were just too. You can just get the wings. The wings are the same, as you know. So I tried to get to 1,600 wings too, so I could have two planes for one, but I was never successful. Okay, we're gonna put the control. Oh, come on. Oh, it's tipping all over the place now. What did I do? The rubbery thing isn't. Oh, it's the wrong way. My fancy stand. These things are computer, come from computer boxes when I get new computers at work. I'm like that kind of person that doesn't throw, I mean, I do throw these things away. I have to because I get so many computers, but, you know, I keep a few of them and make stuff out of them when I need to. Okay, that's got to be dealt with. Okay, so control surfaces. I'll bet you there's new control surfaces. Look at all this stuff. Here's the brand new stuff. But I'll bet you there's leftover stuff here. Here, control surface. Oh, here's a broken servo. Oh, these are the wing servos. Left and right. Yay. Oh, look at that. It's all bundled up together with, oh, there's the receiver. Okay, we'll figure out that mess. Oh, there's the GPS. I can't remember where I had the GPS. I think I just had it. I think I carved it into the side of the wing. Yes, because GPS right there. So GPS. Oh, the antenna's, no, the antenna's not gone. Everything's good, just the sticker's gone. Okay, control horn and control horn clip. Are there any other bits from the old thing? So we'll only need one control horn. Maybe 3. We need... Oh, and I have new doohickeys, control rod, push rods, because I think those were gone. I think all the push rods were gone. Here's another. Oh, that's the small, short. Okay. I'm wasting time. So we need one. It's good to have spare parts. That's what happens when you buy 2 planes. You get spare parts. This comes with several spare ones. So there should be more spares in here. Because this should have everything that came with the plane. Oh, there they are. There they are. There they are. So this is what it came with the original plane. We'll put that back in the new box because we have extras here. So we'll use those extras and then we can push this aside for now. Okay. So we have wing servo, GPS, receiver. So receiver, if I have an antenna, I think I can salvage the receiver. Let's take a look with my high mag glasses after we get it untangled. Now I had the receiver way out on the wing, on the left wing. Look at this mess. This is a mess. Everything's all tangled up. Let's get that out of there. Right wing servo. Oh, we have extenders. right wing servo extender cable. Let's put that back on. Back on this way. Right wing servo extender cable. So those didn't come unplugged, at least not at that point. So that was not the reason for the crash. I even have a black box log because the F-22 has a black box. It has an SD card. Okay, so somehow I had this all wired together. So I'm going to leave it wired together. This came out of the wing. This must have been in the wing near the end. This, where I have this heat shrink and stuff. So you can see how far the receiver was out in the wing, which is about halfway out, or a third of the way out. So let's take a close look at the UFL connector with my high mag glasses, and let's see if we can save this receiver, because if we do, I think it's intact it's 99% intact. There's a little part of the circle on the outside that has kind of bent off. So it's like a circle. It's like a snail almost shape. Does that make any sense? So let's go see if we have an antenna in stock. That would be nice. Let's see if we have an antenna in stock. FR Sky parts. Oh, that's a broken antenna. Another broken antenna. Oh, here is a whole receiver. Here is another whole receiver. Oh dear. Let's bring this whole drawer out to the shop side. So we have here my box from the drawer cabinet over there with all my FR Sky parts, and it's kind of a mess. So, I don't know. R9 mini antenna. Oh. We might have antennas in here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Sometimes I plan ahead for my crashes, so we will not plug the UFL in until it's absolutely time to plug it in. Because the first thing we have to do is get this back into the wing. Now the other possibility is to not put it in the wing this time, and to move it, and to put it like back here or something. But I think I'm going to risk it and put it in the wing again. And yeah, okay. All right. So, what should we do? How should we attack this? It's like I've never built a plane before. I think we should get... Oh, this one has a broken control horn too. Okay, so let's get another control horn on there. I should have kept this stuff out. Oh, Robert, I was saying before, if you're still here, I'm building this plane. Not building yet. I'm printing this plane. This is before you got here. This was in the news section, you know, of my show. The news section, you know, where I do the news of the workshop. This is the part of the gremlin that I found out about from Notamed Closed. He's done some videos about this plane and talked about building it. And I went to the Cults 3D and paid my $1. And yeah, it's a little guy. It's going to be a little tiny plane, like the opposite of this plane. Anyway, okay, so need another 2-pronged horn, and then what we'll do is we'll just stick it on there. Oh, this one we should definitely center, because it's going to be a servo in the wing. So let's get our stuff out. And let's put this bubble wrap away. It's distracting me. Okay. And all these parts. Gosh, parts everywhere now. Parts, they're starting to pile up. Okay, battery. No to me. No to me. No to me. Well, whatever. He's awesome, man. You're right. He's a great flyer. Man, he is an amazing pilot. It just blows my mind. Both servos have broken control horns on the wings. The wings took the brunt, as you can imagine with a 2-meter plane. The wings are hanging out there. They definitely took the brunt of this. They definitely took the brunt of this. I guess this is, oh, here it is. This is going to be a 2-show repair because look, it's already 20 minutes after 10. Okay, battery. Center. Servo. Servo plugged in with the servo at the top. And so we're going to put it in the same way that way. That looks perfectly centered. And I'm definitely not going long tonight because this work thing that I've been working on, the Proxmox servers, I was up till like 3 in the morning. And I got up at 7. And then I've been going ever since, so I'm losing my voice and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to do it this way. Oh, I should have paid attention. I should have cut it first. I think it was this way. God, I better be right. This one was the one I want to save. I mean, I could turn it around, but I'm going to... Whoa, bam, pew, pew. Okay, could have put that. So now we have a servo back with servo horn. This one, the left one, I'm going to pay attention to which way the horn goes before LA. That's the left aileron. Oh, it won't go in there, though. Come on. Why can't I get it in there? Here, let's pull one of these out. Let's pull that out. There's plenty of slots in here for servos. There we go. Oh, this one's making a buzzing. But it still works. Okay, so let's clip this thing first before you put it on. Okay, and then we're going to put it on that way with the corona on the right side. Okay, that way up. Okay. All right. Okay, there they go. They're both set up now. Servos are centered. Let's see if they're opposite of each other. That would be the way to tell. Oh, yeah. So, they're kind of the opposite. That's how you know they're working right, I guess. Yeah. You wouldn't want them going the same way. Okay. Got those done. So next we'll put this thing back together. put this away. I guess I could center the servos for the tail section, but we're not going to do that now. Okay, this has got to go away somewhere, back in the drawer. This goes over here. Okie dokie. All right. Servos, right and left. Oh, I forgot to plug in the glue gun. Glue gun. I don't know where the glue gun is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Glue gun is plugged in. Okay, so now let's think about the receiver while we're doing all this. Let's put the servos away for a second. What servo is that? Oh, that's the tilt servo. Okay, let's put my Corona stuff back away for the second time. Corona bits. Now we're out of, oh no, we have one more. We have one more control horn that we could use in case of a crash. Then what do? And I have to go to other planes that I've put Coronas in and go to that box and take those control horns. That's what I will have to do. If and when I crash this plane again. I'm hoping not to crash it because I really like flying it. I mean, it really was. I mean, just the flight that was at the beginning of this stream with the crash in it. It's such a beautiful plane. You turn and look out the side and that wing is flapping out there, flapping around, and I love it. Okay, I lost here's the Corona thing. Okay. Is that it? Those are all the Corona bits? Yes. This goes on the tester. Get this back on there or else I'll be looking for it later. Let's put that side up. Okay. Okay, antenna for the receiver. That's pretty much what we've got to do. GPS and antenna now. Then we'll test the servos at the end if we have time. NOTAM means notice to air mission, right? It used to mean notice to airmen, and then they changed it for good reason. Now it means notice to air mission. That's the system that went down like about a month and a half ago or something. That was interesting. Yes, but isn't his channel called NOTAMed? Note with a D at the end. I don't know. Anyway, I like his channel. Whatever it's called, and for whatever reason, I like his channel. And he even talks sometimes, most recently. He's been on recently. He's over the several times. Oh, that goes with something. This. Anyway. He talks in the Gremlin video. He not only flies and makes cool videos, but sometimes he talks to you. And I like that. I appreciate the talking bit. Okay. Motor, tail. Control surfaces on the tail. The glue gun is heating up. So that's what that's going to be there. Got those ready. We can start planning for the receiver. So let's get the, which wing is it? The left wing. I haven't even looked at the right wing. I hope it's not damaged like the left wing is. I mean, I hate when things come pre-damaged. Okay, so let's take a look at this wiring harness here that I made up from the previously. So the servo, can I put this camera? I have to do something about this workbench right now. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Hold on. We're going to move this. We're going to move the laptop and the tail. Put the tail over here. Put the laptop over here precariously. This is such a mess over there. That whole... There's my main computer here, which is old and crappy, and I have a new rig that's on the other side of the wall with Flight Simulator and everything, but still got the old rig here. Just, and then a desk over there, and it's just okay, so let's fit this in, or just at least fit it where it's supposed to go. And I know it goes in there because I got it in there before. I must have cut it out. Yeah, it doesn't fit exactly. It doesn't fit the mold, as they say. So I taped this in, and we're going to just tape it in pretty soon here. That lines up there. That worked out. And we keep going. Keep going. So now the receiver, I must have buried in the wing. I should have taken pictures. I could get the wing. It's on the other side. I still have the wing. Okay, we're going to take a little bit more of that. We're going to get Pop's barbecue skewer so we can get this pushed in there. There we go. There we go. Now, yeah, I must have had this right at the edge here, like this. So yes. Okay, so then we're going to take this. Let's pull this out a little bit. And let's do the twisty. I'm going to assume this receiver still works. Everything else seems to still be working. So I may not be able to twist this up too well. Okay. So that gets hot glued like right like that. So the receiver went like here. And then I did the antenna. Yep, I'm starting to remember. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use tape to tape down the wire, and we're going to cut out a little cavity. Oh, I meant to put this under the camera. Ay, 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 get it together. Okay. So we're basically going to put the receiver like that. Or maybe like that. Let's just see. Let's get the antenna. The antenna is going to poke through. And then this is going to connect to that. So if I want it to go right there, I should probably poke the antenna through first. Approximately where I think the receiver is going to end up. And then the receiver I can adjust that a little bit. So I think I want it to go through. So basically I'm just going to get the length figured out. If I want it to go curve up and stop right there, let's just get a little piece of tape. Tape that down so it stops swirling around. Just go. Okay, let's say we're going to put it right like that. This part we're going to get tucked into here. Please. These are the crappiest servo extensions that I used for this. And that gets shoved in there. And basically, I'm just going to put, and I'm going to cover it with a preliminary piece of tape right now. Right, like that. I had covered this whole groove with tape. I know I did. So we'll put another piece right here. And then I glued it at the end. Okay, so that's going there. So now the UFL is right there. So the hole is going to be right here. And we're going to do inboard of the spar. We are inboard of the spar. So that's where our hole is. So now we're going to do some damage to this wing. Because that's what we do here. I'm going to get my other poker. And we're going to poke this through. More or less straight up and down, I hope. And I can't feel it coming through yet. Yep, there it is. So let's see. That's pretty much, I'm trying to see like if it's going through pretty much straight. It's a little crooked, but okay. So now, I'll go over to here. Now, how are we going to do this? We want to do it at the top. Do it at the bottom. I can't remember. Take these caps off. Now we have our antenna just like we had it. I think we'll set it this way so we can see where we are. I should tape that servo in too. Yeah, we're going to do it from the bottom. Of course we're going to do it from the bottom. So what I need is another one of those computer crate things so I can hold this wing up off the floor. I think I have one. That one. I have one for the, right here. For the Explorer. This is the Explorer mount. Maintenance tray. Whatever. Okay. Let's put this back in its spot. We should cut that out too. Let's cut the servo out first. So we'll go here. Oh, I just dropped something. Notamed close. Notamed close. So I was right. So it's, I'm saying it wrong though, right? Is what you're telling me? I don't know what I'm doing wrong with his name. Okay, that's gonna go. I have to get my razor blade and cut. We're gonna cut right. We could just clip the ears off, but I don't want to. We're just gonna cut it out. Like so. I'm just going to cut this section out here. Cut this section out here. Let's use a flat-bladed one. There we go. Still going to need to cut more down, and I need the little X-Acto knife. Here we go. And definitely down in there. So, lesson learned from when I used to do this is don't be afraid to cut into your plane. It's gonna get crashed, it's gonna get nicked, it's gonna get bashed. You have to build the damn thing, right? So don't be afraid to cut into it. Okay, will you fit in now? Yes. We'll just take that guy. Yeah, like that. Get the wood one so I don't break my... Oh, there's so much glue on this barbecue skewer. Sharpen it like a woodworker's pencil. There we go. It's a little bit better. I don't even know if we have to glue that in. Just tape over it, right? I don't even think I had it glued in before. Maybe that's why it broke. Maybe that's why the plane crashed. I don't know, but we're just going to right now cover this with tape. Like so. Tell you what, I'll put a little bit of glue right where the ears are. Just that little spot right there. But it's in really good. Doesn't need to have glue. Well, this part needs to have some tape to help it stay in place. We don't mind putting tape on our plane either. Okay. Antenna. Antenna's going through here. Like so. And going to the receiver. So you can see that's the plug right there. So if I have a little bit of playroom, I'll get the antenna put in, which means we're going to cut. Don't be afraid to cut your wing, right? We're going to cut a little bit like that, and a little bit like that. And then we're going to pull this away. And this is going to help us decide how much to cut out. So we're going to kind of go at an angle. Like that. And I cut a little bit at a time and then keep cutting more out. That's another reason why I'm not afraid to cut. I just cut a little bit at a time. And I'm going to test fit it. I'm putting the blue through on top. So first thing we have to do is make this hole bigger. And it's got to get a little bit taken out around here. So, quiet out there. We had a whole 6 or 5 people at one time watching. Can you believe it, Robert? It's just maybe somebody on their computer at 3 different places. Okay, it's almost going all the way in. I think I wanted to go in a little bit more, like so it's more aerodynamic. So we're going to cut out more, because it really wasn't almost going all the way in. It was going about halfway in. I'm going to get this other barbecue stick that I dropped over here. I'm definitely not gluing in the servo on the ailerons until I make sure everything's working right too. Okay, more dug out, but I think I didn't quite do enough. I need a little bit more on this side, a little bit more on that side, and then a little bit more down there. Now let's push this through. Yeah, I got it cut out. I'm going to come in at this side for a second here and just see what's going on. I'm going to take a little bit more out of there. Just get that little, no. Okay, let's stick it through and see what it looks like here. Okay, more. It's got to be more. I want this line to be like right at the foam or just underneath it, so I can cut a little groove and stick it in. So I'm going to clear out that a little bit. And then we're just going to take more out. Just go a little bit further. And get more out of here, a little bit more out of there. Sorry if I got my big fat head in there again. It's always going to be a problem. Maybe one day I'll solve it with some fantastical camera equipment, but we'll not holding our breath for that. Okay, we've made it to where I want to be, and I actually took out a little bit too much material. So now we're just going to draw a line along here with my knife. Right to there. And we're going to use this guy to kind of make a little groove. I don't know if I'm getting this on camera or not. We're just going to make it all the way. And then I only want to plug this in like one time. So I'm going to wait on the plugging in for another few minutes here. I'm going to get this like stuck. The good thing about this foam is you can look at that. You can make a little groove in there. And then you can really just shove this, use your fingernail. And it just goes right in. Look at that. Love that. Okay. And again, we don't need very much glue at all. I'm not even going to put glue in yet. Okay, so now we end up right here and right there. Let's go this way. We'll curve that like that. Okay, so we'll put this right there. So now we got to mark that. That's where we want to go, right? Right there. Don't move. Ah, it moved. Right. Ah. Right there. Ah, don't move. Okay. All right. Got it more or less figured out. So we're going to cut a little rectangle out. And then we're going to do some just crosshatch cutting so I can pick it out with my either something to pick it out. I hope I'm getting all this on camera and you're not just watching a white bit of white foam. I'll have to look at it in a second here. Yes, okay. Alright, so we'll just pick out some of this foam here. Can't cut straight across underneath there, so we just kind of do the best we can to keep it as flat as possible. That's why I do that little cross hatching, to try to get me try to do it all at the same depth. And then sometimes you can get your little cutter in there like that. Get out some of the bits, make it flat on the bottom. Now let's see how this fits in there. Almost. Now let's see how the wires are going to go. They're going to go like that. So we're going to go just kind of in a straight line. Right like that. This one we're going to take a little bit of a section out here for the wires. And we're going to cut it like a V groove and take some of this material out, because we have more than just the antenna wire. It's a little bit harder to just stick it in there. That might not even be enough. Now, let's make it a little bit bigger and deeper. Okay. There we go. And we gotta take some of this, make room for the wires. Push that down. Okay, let's see how we're doing now. There's room for the wires. Let's get it twisted up a little bit better. Let's get the wires stuck in there and make sure they'll go in. I think they will. We are getting there, folks. We're going to plug this in. We're going to plug that antenna in, which is the scariest part for me. So we got to take out a little bit more stuff over here. Take that out and just make it a little bit deeper. Okay. Okay, let's see how we're doing now. Let's put a piece of tape right here. And let's get this pushed in. Oh, popped out. Boink! Okay. I'm going to put a little piece of tape right here. And I'm going to try to plug in this UFL, and for that I'm going to need my super high mag glasses. And need to finish the groove. Finish the groove. So first, let's finish the groove. And then let's pull it back a little and twist it as we go. Let's twist it as we push it in. Okay, now we're going to go back and push it back in. I'm kind of twisting it back towards the way it's connected. It's supposed to be connected, because it's a little twisted off. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's a little too long. So we're gonna pull up this tape. Ah, shit. And we're going to scooch this back a little bit. I hope I don't lose that white wire. It's about to break, which is, I think, the telemetry. A little more stuff out of there. And we have a little bit more room to push it back. To 0.5 millimeter it needs to go back. Okay. There we go. Come on. You don't get many chances with these stupid things. And it might be that I can't get it on because of the crash. Oh, is this damaged? Oh, this one is... No, I don't think it's damaged. It's the antenna connector that's damaged. Yep, I'm not going to be able to get it. Shit. I hate UFL connectors. I hate them. Okay, here's my pliers. I'm going to try something. I might as well try it. I'm going to try to push it together with the pliers gently. Fart. No, it's not clicking in. Nope. Nope. I'm going to ruin this antenna. Shit. God damn it. I frickin' hate UFL. I hate it. God darn it. Whoever invented it should be, like, shot. Yeah, I can see why it's not going in. God darn it. I think I ruined this one. I think I ruined it. Shit. Shit, shit, shit. Gosh darn it. Yep. I have no more antennas. So that puts this project at a halt. I have no more antennas. I'm going to have to put a whole new receiver in. Oh, I'm just going to have to put a new receiver in with a new antenna. And do I even have one of those? Yes. That sucks, though. So I'll just solder the new receiver on. Shit. I'll save this in case of who knows what. Hate UFL. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. I got one of these for cutting into foam for such a time saver. What is it? It's a link. Okay. I'll check it out. Is it a little heated thing? Oh, I am so bummed. And I ruined that antenna too. What was that? 14 bucks? 10 bucks? Shit. So, it's 11 o'clock. I was in the right place. I did the right things. I just didn't quite get finished. So we'll just keep this receiver on here so I can resolder it on the next live stream. We'll put this in the box. And this project will be to be continued, which is sad because for some reason I thought I could just slap it all together on this 2 hours. Of course, I babbled for 20 minutes at the beginning about who knows what, 3D printing planes or Proxmox or something. You have soldered those antennas on. Well, I believe it, and that's why I'm going to keep this receiver. And I'm going to keep the antennas that I have. I have several broken antennas in there. I don't throw them away. I mean, they don't take up much space. So okay, well, we were in the right place. We got the servos figured out. We got the tail put together. We have things partially done. And I can barely breathe. But I'm glad you joined me, Robert, and whoever else was here. 8-bit FPV, he was here. He, she, they. And there were 5 or 6 people here at one point. So thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week. Next week will be another week. See you, Robert.